Okay. DGP 94. Arsenal 7. Am I saying that right? 7. PSV 1. Good evening, Steven.
Howdy. It is 7. It's the soccer game. That's how I'll remember this one. The soccer game. Shout out to our boy. It was like the definition of like pour one out for your boy. Pour out 7 goals for your boy, Saka. Shout out to the team. Shout out to Saka.
Dude, yeah, what a performance. I was so caught off guard with that result. I think maybe the best thing about where we are, if I may start out this pod with a silver lining, it's that when your expectations are so low, the surprise to the upside is fucking massive, dude.
Through the roof. It is crazy. I mean, we were on here talking about a 0-0 draw, and we would have been satisfied with that. Satisfied with the 0-0. Get a 7-1 win. You know what? This is the kind of pod you can get ahead of your skis here, KP. Are we going to get ahead of our skis or what?
Dude, that's so funny you mentioned that. I was literally thinking earlier, we're going to win the Champions League.
I mean, at 7-1, we have to at this point, right? We're the best in the world, gargantuan.
Did you see any of the other results, dude? Are you kidding me? I mean, we're through. Forget about it. That's amazing. Now it's just whoever comes out of Madrid. And honestly, again, my expectations are so low matching up against either of those Madrid teams. So the sky is the limit right now for this squad, Steven.
We had talked about the expectations are really dropped. I think we're kind of feeling a little bit more laid back. A lot of the pressure's gone. If there is any possibility in the world that somehow we can get to the promised land, that'd be excellent. But I'm just like hoping. My goal's still quarterfinals. I want to play Real Madrid. I want to see the boys at the Bernabeu. That's it. For me, that'd be a good season. Just to even have that in the corners, the quarterfinals, stay in the top 4. Sky's the limit, though. You know I'm a hoper. I got that hopium. I'm gonna inject it.
Dude, don't make me start thinking about who's about to return to the squad. Don't make me try to reassess some of these timelines, dude. But no, on a serious note, let's chat about the game a little bit. Obviously, 7 goals. Did you have a favorite?
I do have a favorite. I have a most important. And I have a most aesthetically pleasing. So it's like the definition of favorite could be different. The most important goal is the first one. Shout out to Timber. Right? The most aesthetically pleasing one is Trossard. Calafiori Trossard. But my favorite goal of the day is Waneri's goal. Because he kicked the shit out of it. I have not seen us hit the back of the net like that in how long. That was a Xhaka Boom goal. Okay? So that's my favorite goal of the day.
Dude, the kid's a shooter, huh?
Absolute shooter. Every chance he gets, he's putting his foot through the back of the thing. Love it.
He's up for it, man. I agree. I mean, that goal was really nice. It's cool how, you look at those 2 teenagers connecting at this stage of the Champions League for us. And then when I say that I'm a little excited, I'm excited about next season. Like, when I say my expectations are so low, this is the beauty of it, is that I get excited about what could be ahead in the next season. We could have an opportunity where we see Miles Lewis-Skelly, Waneri, and Saka on the pitch together. That could be so much fun.
I love that. I think you can go to seasons past and like you just remember certain seasons or certain moments, right? You have the Reece Nelson goal. I think that kind of like defines that season. That's a moment we remember. The marble kits, like you just remember that, right? As like a banter season. Hopefully this is like looked back on. Yes, the injuries, all the negativity. But like when you look back on it, this is like the season of the young bloods. This is 2 guys that came into the team and like really held it together for us. And like you're saying, I think going forward, hopefully they become integral. And it's like, oh, you remember back in the day when they both started their seasons and Miles Lewis-Skelly got a couple red cards and Waneri was smashing goals? Like, hopefully that's what we remember.
Yeah, One can hope, dude. I mean, I think you mentioned that Timber's goal was your favorite. The funny thing, was the most important one for you. But the funny thing about this game is, in those first 15 minutes, so much happened that that the scoreline just totally overshadowed, right?
Yeah.
Martin Odegaard was through for a pen. We had, Rice scored a goal, I think, that was disallowed. And then they hit the crossbar, and we're just here, like, celebrating today.
Yes. That's why it's the most important. The one that actually got over the line. 15 minutes in, like, you could say the game could have gone either direction, right? It's a flip of the coin at that point. Imagine, I don't know what PSV got in them, but imagine going down 1-0 like we have, i.e. West Ham, and somehow they just put in a defensive performance against us. You got to get the first goal. That's the most important thing. It's a beautiful cross. Timber obviously outleaped that dude. Love it. But yeah, man, did you see a lot from PSV in those 15? Like, were you kind of on the edge of your seat a bit?
This is the thing that I'm struggling with a bit. Is like, was that just a really good Arsenal performance, or was it a really bad PSV? And I think definitely after 30 minutes, I felt like it's done. I was very comfortable.
Yeah.
They never really looked like they were going to get back into it, but given just the cloud that was over the club, yeah, absolutely. If that goal goes in instead of hitting the crossbar, shout out to Big Gabby, by the way. Shout out to Big Gabby, by the way. But if that goes in, it could totally change the dynamic, dude. But now you're sitting here and you're thinking Manchester United at the weekend. We'll have a little preview at the end of the pod, but vibes are good, dude. It's exciting. Did you notice anything different that we were trying?
I did notice something different. Freedom. There was like we had talked after the last game, Nottingham Forest, and we had a discussion about Mikel Arteta, authoritarian, right? That's just how he is. It's like that kind of went out the window a little bit. It's like, where has this been? Timber's making the overlaps. He's running here, there, everywhere. Lewis Skelly's like getting balls in the box, obviously assisting Winery, who ends up in the middle of the field, right? In the middle of the box to score his goal. Calafiori comes on and like, you don't know what position he's in. Let him roam. Let him cook. So it's like, where's that been? That's free-flowing ball. That's what I've been asking for. There was a moment, and I caught it early, bro. It was sweet. Marino. I'm like, who's up top? Where's Marino at? He's in the midfield. I'm like, this dude doesn't want to play at the 9. That's what I'm thinking. Declan Rice is at the 9 position. I'm like, okay, like that's cool with me. I like that. That's the stuff I like to see. That's growth, baby. That's progression. Did you see anything?
Yeah, I noticed a couple of things, dude. There was one moment, I totally hear you. In like the last 15 minutes, there was a second where I think it was Zinchenko, Tierney, and Calafiori. All 3 of them were on the pitch. And I wasn't really sure which one of them was playing where, dude. I really couldn't tell. And there was just weird things happening. Like Tierney played a ball over the top to Zinchenko. Zinchenko had that little like touch and then the volley. There was just like random things that we were doing that was pretty exciting. But the one thing I really noticed was I feel like most of this season, we've seen a pattern of get it out wide, cut it back, cross back post. And for this game, I felt like the instruction was get it out wide, cut it back, play the underlap, and then cross the ball. Because there was most of the goals, if you watch it, they were created by a pass from a Trossard to the underlap.
Okay. I like that. Do you think this is a one-off type game? That's my worry. A lot of people are pointing at the XG. Our XG was low. We just had one of those games where everything was going in. You shoot the ball, it goes in. Is this a one-off, or do you think we can actually build something off this performance?
Oh, I mean, I'm treating it as a one-off. They, in the post-match, they were interviewing Mikel, and he joked a little bit. He's saying that, like, oh, I saw it coming. I knew from the way we were training. So he was just shooting shit, too, because he even knew, like, that's just football. This just happens, crazy stuff like this. So that's how I'm seeing it. But I do feel like there was a huge uplift, at least. You've been hitting on this all season. The beautiful thing about the Champions League is that it can really help kickstart you again. And this felt like a moment like that. So I can see it carrying through, if not the performances, at least hopefully the confidence of the team. Because I imagine, an Odegaard finally getting 2 goals and an assist. Is he back? I wouldn't say he's back. I wasn't fully convinced by his goals, but the assist got me excited for what could happen at the weekend.
Yeah. And I agree with you. Yes, it's a one-off performance. 7 goals is insane, especially coming off of 2 goose eggs in a row. But I will say there are things you can take from this game moving forward. Verbatim, basically, what you just said. Yes, the free-flowing ball, maybe that's Mikel. He sees it. I saw some man management from him. Like, that's a positive step. There were things in this game that I took, and hopefully they are taking from it, and we can go forward. Gotta hit on the Miles Lewis-Skelly incident. Already on a yellow, flies into a tackle like a madman. Red card, right?
Do you think he's a liability or not?
I wanted to ask you this because you had a couple episodes ago, you're like, he might be building a reputation. And now I'm like, I don't even know if it's a reputation or if like a liability. Like that was senseless. The dog so red card, that was absolutely a red card. The first one he got was absolutely silly, right? Silliness. But the last 2, well, so he didn't get this one, but to me that was a red. And that was very silly for him to go into that challenge.
You think it's a red in the sense that you thought it was for sure a second yellow?
A second yellow, yes.
Yeah, because I guess what I would kind of have a problem with is that the first yellow was very soft.
And I 100% agree with that.
So was that just a referee kind of balancing it out himself? Was that him? Was that him managing the game a little bit? But I mean, I hear you. I watched it back actually, and the tackle. He's nowhere near it. That's for sure a yellow card tackle, sort of any other day. If we were in the other side, I think we would want a sending off for that situation.
Yeah, you can call it good refereeing, and that is fine. But he had him dead to rights, man. That's a dead to rights yellow card.
Yeah, so I guess going back to is he a liability or not, I think we have to remember we are talking about a player that got a yellow card before making his debut. And then that's a fact. I mean, this is a fact.
Shout out Lewis-Skelly for that.
So, I mean, I've sat here and I said a few times that I haven't really seen him get done up, but maybe we're starting to see that a little bit, actually. Him being a little exposed, and maybe his experience in particular, I think, is standing out now a little bit. And it's hard, though, because you look for experience, it's Zinchenko and Tierney. It's not Calafiori. He's very young himself.
Uh-huh. It's just obviously great that he stayed on. It is not a 7-1 game. If he gets sent off there, we're just holding on for the rest of the game, right? I just have to give a big shout out to Mikel for taking him off. 34 minutes in. Didn't wait till halftime. Sorry, young man, 18 years old. Basically admitting, throwing our hands up like, yeah, that was. Thank you, Mr. Referee. We're going to get him off the field. Took him off. I hope he's not. I assume he's not too down about it or anything. But it's a big moments. Welcome to the defense, man. Like, you can't be doing silly things like that. That's, how many games is that? I mean, he just got that red card like 2 games ago. It's against West Ham, and it's not even that long ago. To be flying into a challenge like that, I hope someone's in his ear. I hope somebody's in his ear telling him, relax.
Yeah, hopefully it's William Saliba. I can see that from him a little bit. Just relax. That was my best William Saliba impression, so I might have to just edit that out. Nah. Listen, did you think that was the best performance of the season? I saw people saying that, and I don't know, man. I kind of find it funny making statements like that. I find it funny.
Nonsense. That's nonsense.
So it was probably Jurrien Timber's best performance, though.
I would say it's his best performance in a while. He looked fresh for some reason. I'll give him that. He looked fresh. I remember early on in the season when he was playing, man, there was kind of a lightness to his feet. He was really kind of energizer, moving around, making the overlaps. I feel like once Ben White got hurt, he's been playing all of the minutes. He looks tired sometimes. Fair enough. But this was a game. He was back on his feet. He looks light. Making the challenges. Obviously scored a goal. Making driving runs. Making the runs around Waneri to help that dude out. Needs it. He's always going to be cutting in on his left foot. He needs that overlapping run to create a little bit of space. So, yeah, I'm real happy with Timber. What did you see from him?
I think Timber was really good. He was. And he did look a little bit more fresh. I agree with you. I got that same vibe too. But at the same time, I was wondering, where's Benny Blanco? Like, with the way that the game was going, I kind of wanted Ben to play a little bit more. And I'm wondering how much time he'll get this weekend. I think I'm ready. I'm ready to see more.
I don't expect a lot of minutes from him this weekend. He'll probably get subbed on again. But I do expect him to get quite a few minutes in the return leg. I think that's where they give him the showcase. I mean, it was a major injury, man. He had surgery and all that. They've been slowly working his way back in. So shout out to the physios. This is Arsenal. If he did get hurt again, we've seen the story before. So shout out to the physio. I'm cool with that. Return leg, give him some real minutes.
No, that's true. That's fair. I think the way you put it. So how much are you putting in Martin Odegaard being back after that performance? What do you expect from him this weekend?
He gonna bang in probably 2 goals, 2 assists. I'm hoping he has his mind clear, man. We had talked right before this. It's less about the goals. The goals weren't great. One putback, one shot down the middle that was touched by the keeper. Wasn't a great shot. But the assists, specifically the one to Calafiori, that was a saucy pass. That's something we love to see. Vintage magician type 10 stuff. He has it in his locker. It's been a while since you've seen those moments from him. Hopefully that kind of shakes off the boogeyman a little bit, right?
Yeah, hopefully. And I mean, I felt like he was really trying to drive into that space at the center. So hopefully he can do a little bit more of that. You know, I guess with having Marino and Declan Rice kind of rotating up top, then it should create some space for Odegaard to just dribble into, right? Because a lot of times they're not even in there. I feel like I want them more in there, right? But it's nice. It's nice to see. I will tell you, I did think that was my favorite goal, the Calafiori goal. The pass to him, put that aside. I think that movement, that whole sequence, when you watch it back, and I called you crazy on the last pod, dude. But this guy is a very good finisher.
We have to talk about Calafiori. We have to. The enigma that is Calafiori, man. This dude, that run that he makes that's like top notch, is it not? That's a top notch run that he made.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the whole sequence, like I said, I guess the one thing about me calling it crazy is that I do feel like playing as striker, sort of having to be that target man or run into the channels. I don't know if he can do a job there, but that is something we've seen that has been different in these last 2 games. He was doing that against Nottingham Forest as well. If he can run into the space centrally, there's a huge opportunity there.
So let's just say 2 of our goals. That Trossard goal, saucy, great build-up. Calafiori is involved just as much as Trossard. They play off each other for that. Then that incredible run, allowing Martin Odegaard to play that nasty ball into him. That's Calafiori. That's your left back. Oh, that's your left back doing that. That's crazy. If there's another Well, I'm thinking maybe this is, yeah, it's a one-off game, but maybe there's something there Mikel can take and say, that's sure, go ahead and play left back, but give him the authority to really, I need you to get forward, or to say, we're having a game, go play left wing. Go play 9, be crazy, go ahead and do it. He needs to be given opportunities to get in those spaces. He has to in certain games. If it's a 0-0 game and it's getting late, I am all for giving this guy authority to roam forward. He's a goal scorer. Like he's a player, right? If there's someone in the squad right now that's gonna score goals, it's him. Right-footed finish off the post, dog. Come on, don't play with me now.
The finish was crazy, dude. The finish was so good. Everything about it was really good. And yeah, him and Trossard, it looks like they have a nice little chemistry building there. That's exciting. And the way that you just framed it is like giving them a lot of freedom. This is something I was thinking about personally is, will we see Arsenal play 3 in the back or a 5 in the back in some of these upcoming fixtures in the Champions League? We saw him do it in the FA Cup when you mentioned when we were going through the dumps that first season when he came in. That was a 3 and a 5, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And right now, our creative players, our best players that are available are defenders. And I think there's an opportunity there for a Calafiori to play a left wing back.
I'm gonna give the listeners a look behind the scenes. KP loves a 5 in the back. I'll tell you what. If there's ever a formation, you're like, what does he want? It's a 5 in the back. He loves it. So let's just look behind the scenes. I think it's a good shout though. We're talking about Ben White. I had said last time, get your best 11 on the field. If you want to get your best 11 on the field, our best players are defenders, and they're great going forward. You could put Timber or White at the center back position, have the other one out wide, Calafiori on the wing. Let them cook, right? It adds a variation. It's a different game plan. I'm all about that. Just a little bit, a wrinkle in the gameplay. I'm all for that.
That's how I was thinking about it. I was reflecting on your comment about the need to get your best 11 on the pitch right now. And as I was thinking about that, I just thought, exactly. Could a Luis Skelly and a Calafiori both play? Is that possible? Could a Ben White and Timber both play alongside our center backs? I just can see, and maybe doing that allows you to have 2 up top, and it allows you to play Trossard a little bit more centrally. And that's very exciting because that guy is a finisher, dude. That chip was disgusting.
Yeah, it was. My wheels are turning, and I'm all for it. Will it happen? Obviously, we're typing hypotheticals. Mikel seems like he's too stubborn for it. That's why I'm liking a game like this. Maybe the wheels are turning a little bit. You could put Luis Skelly out wide and put Calafiori in the center back position, but let him do the go forward role, right? John Stones, we've seen something like that where teams just can't handle it. It's new. It's something new and you can't handle it. Like, what are they doing? We can't figure it out. We can't defend it. I'm all for it. Then we have Trossard more centrally, our best finisher. Yeah, Marino rocking up top as well. Vibes with Rice. Yeah, dog. I'm all for changing things up. It makes a lot of sense to me. You can't keep running the same stuff with a limited team. Got to keep things fresh. And I think it helps the players to be fresh, right? Fresh mindsets all the time.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, it can even be a Tyranny at left wing back. It could even be a Zinchenko at left wing back. Like, now you're getting a lot more people involved. I don't know. Obviously, it's totally hypothetical. It's just something I was thinking about, man, that I wouldn't mind seeing us go to a 3 or a 5 for the Champions League in these later stages because, look, the teams that we're going to play after this round, they got shooters, bro. They will score. They're not going to hit the crossbar, big man.
So if we're looking next round, the 2 Madrid squads, where are you looking? Who would you rather play?
Who would I rather play? I'd rather play Atletico, I think. I think it would be better, but I mean, it's fun against Madrid as well. I think it's going to be Real Madrid, but I wouldn't mind Atleti.
That's an unpopular opinion. You gotta give me more. Why do you think it would be better?
I think it gives me a better feeling that we can nick one. And I'd rather take that probability than going into a shootout.
So you're saying Real? You mean shootout as in like a legitimate shootout? We're tied at the end of the thing? Or are you talking shootout like end-to-end stuff?
No, like end-to-end stuff.
Okay. You don't think we could keep up with them, which is fair.
I just think the likelihood of them scoring on us is higher. And while I'd be really excited to see, you know how I feel about Rodrigo, dude. You know how I feel about Rodrigo, dude. I would love to see him play against us.
Okay. I don't like Atletico. I don't want to see them. I would be very sad to have to put on a game and they're playing my Arsenal. Like, ugh. Any chance if Atletico's on the telly, I'm not watching it. That's just how I am. Not a team I like to watch. So I'm going with Real Madrid 100%. Will they score on us? Oh, yeah, they're going to score on us. Mbappe, Vinny, Rodrigo, they scoring. But they are also a team that's going to leave themselves open. They like to play like a 5v5 type style, right? 5v5, like 5-5. They got their 5 defenders, 5 attackers. You guys stay up there. We're going to sling you the ball, do your thing, and if it comes back at us, we're going to defend it, and Rudiger is going to put something nasty on somebody. Could we score against them? I do believe we could. I mean, we just scored 7 goals, KP.
Yeah, it wasn't against Courtois.
That's facts, but even just the trip to the Bernabeu, I'm taking Real Madrid, man.
Yeah, I mean, the other one would be definitely more fun. It would definitely have a higher caliber. It would have more of an occasion feel to it, whereas the other one, maybe not so.
Do you think we're the underdog in either of those matchups?
I think we're an underdog in both of those matchups. I mean, when I say my expectations are low, and that's the beauty of it, is that either Madrid team, I would take us as the underdog. There's no way I would go into those games thinking, oh, we can beat them, like, confidently. Full squad, maybe.
Yeah. Oh, right. At this moment in time, we're going into this matchup. Both of them were underdogs.
Yeah, March 6th, Thursday evening. I think we're underdogs, dude. But we'll see. Did you catch any of the other results? I feel like out of the 8 games, 5 of them are basically already done.
Yeah, I didn't. I caught one game. Yes, I caught a little bit of the Liverpool PSG game, probably like the last 30 minutes. I had wanted to tune into the Bayern Leverkusen game. Bayern Munich versus Bayern Leverkusen game. I had watched their league game that was on probably 2 weeks ago, and it was fantastic. It ended in a 0-0 draw, but it was a fantastic game. So I wanted to tune into that one, but by the time I was gonna watch, Munich was already up, so I was like, I'm not going to watch that. And then the PSG Liverpool game was even. I mean, it's incredible. They keep getting away with this. They keep getting away with it, man.
Dude, that PSG Liverpool game, crazy. I mean, I just looking at the stats, it was crazy. Liverpool had 1 shot on target, and they won 1-0. And PSG had 70% possession, 10 shots on target. So it was a FIFA game. That's how it played out.
That is crazy. I think they had 2 shots total. One of them ended up being on target. Subbed out Salah, put on Harvey Elliott. He ends up doing the Salah finish, which was crazy. Open body, left foot. I mean, Alisson was huge. Got to give that dude credit. I saw him make numerous saves for the time I was watching. Do you think that was... I actually saw the Konate thing after the fact. Do you think that's a red card?
Oh, I feel like it's very overblown because apparently the guy was offside anyways, so it didn't really matter.
Okay. I only saw the highlight, and like that's the discussion point was dog so blah, 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 red card or not. I did not know he was off. You think he was offside?
Apparently. Okay. I saw a post saying that he was offside anyway. It's a moot point, but I don't know. It looked bad, definitely. When you watch the highlight, the way he takes him, I mean, that's a foul. I think that's for sure a foul. So I don't know if it's, I guess you have to send him off, but whatever. They just are like that, dude. And now, I mean, I don't think PSG is going to go to Anfield and score. They can't even score in France.
Their crowd was tight. PSG's crowd was up for it. You could hear them. They were tight. But nah, Anfield's a death sentence. Ain't no way.
Their crowd is cool, dude. Even when they played Arsenal, when they were at the Emirates earlier this season, they were so loud, dude. Their fans are really up for it. Some of the other results, I think Aston Villa won 3-1. That was a crazy game too. Watching the highlights back, like the English teams really got away with it, except for Arsenal. We showed up.
We battered them. I don't think I caught any other games, to be honest with you. So Real Madrid's up. You said there's three ties that are still in the works. So it's Liverpool, PSG. Who else?
Liverpool, PSG, the Madrid derby, and Dortmund and Lille are tied 1-1.
That's right. Okay, I didn't catch that either, but that's a shame that the other ties are kind of out of reach at this point.
I mean, they feel that way. I don't know. Inter won 2-0 away. So Barcelona won 1-0 away. And they had 10 men for like 70 minutes of the game. So come on, Benfica. Do better, dude. That sucks. And then Bayern smashed. So, yeah, dude. Kind of anticlimactic, I feel like.
Yeah, quarterfinals coming up. Obviously would love the Madrid thing. Looks like that side of the bracket is going to end up obviously with the English team, right? With Villa winning, Liverpool winning, we're all on the same side. So that'll be an interesting next round, at least for those other two English teams. Us, Real Madrid.
Well, all right, let's move on from the Champions League then, dude. For the weekend, I think Arsenal play on Sunday. I don't know. Can you know?
It is Sunday, 12:30 here in the district.
Okay. So how are you feeling, man? It's away, right?
It is away. I saw a Orbinho stat today. Arsenal have not won back-to-back at Old Trafford since I believe it was 1979. It was in the 70s, but I'll go ahead and say 79. So it's time to make history again, basically. I'm backing us.
Yeah, Mikel loves, obviously, his record against the Big Six, the traditional Big Six, has been incredible. And it makes you wonder, does it all just come down to playing football against a Mikel Arteta team? And if you do, you get punished. Is it like too simple to just look at his managerial career like that?
That's the way it feels. This is an away game. It's United. They will come out to play. They have to. Unless they want to be embarrassed, right? I don't think they're going to sit back and just let us come at them. I just can't see that. They got too much pride. They have too much ego for that. So yes, they are going to come play us. That's why I think we have a good chance. Yes, 2 games ago, we're talking West Ham, Nottingham Forest, games in the league. Teams that sat up against us, 0 goals, scoreless in both. Just went to PSV. They came to play. This is Champions League. 7 goals is maybe a little bit excessive, but put in some goals. United, they gonna come to play. And if they don't, I'm gonna be very ashamed of Amarin. I'm gonna be ashamed of that guy.
Yeah, so I mean, if I think about it that way, I'm kind of comfortable saying 3-0, honestly.
Oh my goodness. Don't do it to him, KP.
That's just how I'm feeling, dude.
Damn.
On Thursday, March 6th is how I'm feeling, dude.
I don't think it's gonna be like that, but I actually think they're gonna score on us. Bruno loves scoring against the Arsenal. I hate that. He loves scoring against the Arsenal. I'll go for a 2-1. They score late.
Nice. I mean, I'll take that as well, dude. Who do you think will play left back?
Lewis Skelly. just from our conversation today, I'm going to go Calafiori has become the impact sub. He is that dude now. Right? You think Marino's going to start up top. To me, that's run it back mode. He's going to start up top.
Yeah, I do think he'll run it back. I mean, I was sitting here and I was questioning why did we change things after the Leicester game. And these last 3 games now, it does feel like he just felt like I have to give these guys a run. These are the guys that I'm going to run out to let them build chemistry, figure things out a little bit, figure out each other's runs. I mean, you forget, Ethan Nwaneri hasn't really been in the team for that long. So it's not surprising when there's moments in the passing lanes and people are just not where you expect them to be. Even a Marino, I did feel like Marino was playing really well in the role that he took up. He was doing some flicks and tricks. He was involved in some of the buildup, and even having him now play 3 games in a row at striker, I do feel like he's getting a little bit faster, a little bit faster.
I'd love to see him and Jorginho in a foot race. I would actually love that. People would pay money for that. Got to give him credit for his finish. That goal he scored, obviously the defender on his backside, I don't know what he's doing, but that's a good finish, man.
It is a really good finish, dude. He's very clinical. If you think back to the other 2 goals that he scored against Leicester, they were both just training ground goals, dude.
Yeah. I saw him. I'm good with him up top. I mean, we saw Raheem Sterling come in again in the Champions League. I'm off of him. To me, those are just dead minutes. I wish we had somebody else that could be taking those minutes from him. That is what we have, though, right? We like to say, it is what it is.
I think so, dude. But I'll be honest with you. For me, I think Calafiori should start the game because Miles Skelly is just being reckless. And I think it's time to reel him in a little bit. Hey, man, it's good that you're very confident. It's good that you're up for these games. But also, now as a professional, I'm looking to the manager to draw some boundaries a little bit. It's twice in very close sequence that you've done this. So it's not necessarily punishment, but it is just, hey, be aware that there's other people who can play in this role. They can have the starting sheet. So therefore, I'd like to see Calafiori.
It's a good shout. We're in a place right now with that. I don't care which one plays. They're both good, right? I don't think that there's usually a divide in the fan base, right? Over positions. We were Trossard people. A lot of people are Martinelli for left wing. There's always a divide. Left back, it's they're both great. They both do different things, but happy with either of them on the field.
Yeah. All right, man. Anything else you want to give a shout out to for the United game?
Nah, I think we're good today. I don't think we got ahead of our skis too much, KP. I was expecting to go off the rails a little bit, but I think we did all right.
No, very balanced, dude. Also, let me just, before we wrap up, give a quick shout out to the ladies of Arsenal who will be playing on Sunday at 10:30 Eastern time. So just 2 hours before the men kick off if you want to tune in early to that. And they're playing against Liverpool in the FA Cup quarterfinals. So hopefully they can keep going for that silverware. And with that, we thank you for spending time with us. We appreciate it. If you enjoy the podcast, share it with friends, share it on socials. We appreciate it. And enjoy the game on Sunday. We'll see you on the other side.
Be easy.